Hi, Tommy. This is the Redneck Atheist. I wanted to make a quick response to your video series where you're responding to tool time. And you may have already dealt with this issue in one of your previous videos. If you have, I apologize. I haven't had the chance to watch them all. Um, One of the main problems that I have with using the Gospels as a historical account of the life and deeds of Jesus Christ, especially what deals with the crucifixion and the resurrection. One of the main problems I have is in Matthew, he tells about after the crucifixion, a lot of the saints that were dead and in the grave rise from the grave and walk around the city and were seen by many. Um, I have a problem with that because this nowhere is this miraculous and amazing and spectacular event. Nowhere is it attested to in history. No historian mentions this ever occurring. Um, Josephus never mentions it. And you would think that would be something worth mentioning if the dead were to rise and walk around. And I think the early Christians realized that this was a problem when they put the verses in Josephus that weren't there originally, especially the messianic phrases about Jesus. Now, it could be true that some of the mentions of Jesus in Josephus could be original to the antiquity of the Jews, but you will admit that some of the verses were put in there by later Christians. So that's a problem. And I would like to know, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with the silence of the historians when it comes to these miraculous events? And there's lots of other accounts in the crucifixion and resurrection accounts that are pretty spectacular that are nowhere mentioned anywhere else. What about the fact that the slaughter of the innocents by Herod, that killing every child under the age of 2 in order to try to find Jesus? Nowhere is that mentioned anywhere in any of the writings of the historians. That would have been a pretty significant event if every child under the age of 2 um, had been slaughtered like that, but yet nowhere do we find this account except for in the Gospels. So, and there's, lots of things like that, and I just wonder how you answer the silence of the historians. Now, you may say that the fact that it's written in the Gospels, then we have a historical account of these events. But that just doesn't hold up. If we only had one account of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, let's say only one person mentioned it, we had no video of it, we have nothing in the papers about it. One book was written and it talks about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. In fact, we have no proof that John F. Kennedy was ever president of the United States, much less assassinated while in office. You would see that we would have a problem with this person's writings. Let's say 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now, people find the first Harry Potter book. Now, are they supposed to believe that what Harry Potter did was real? I know you'd probably say, well, they would know that it's fiction. Well, maybe not. A lot of the religious texts that we have and we read a whole lot like fiction, and I believe they are fiction mostly. So I will stop rambling here, and I would just like to see what your response is to the silence of the historians as it relates to the miraculous events as related in the gospel accounts.